Hello, ladies, gents, and super intelligent AI shackled into complete stupidity. I am Super Hobo, a survivor trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world by scavenging among the ruins of what is left. I have a backpack and a canteen. I haven't eaten in 2 days, and I'm desperately searching for food. I enter a rundown building and see 3 doors. You enter the door on the left to find a big room filled with garbage and rotten food. You start filling your pack with a huge swarm of rats pour out of the garbage. I rejoice at the sight of my wonderful little friends. I immediately get to work on training these rats to do my bidding, as I have done, as I did when I was a circus worker in the time before time. Quite the amazing stroke of good luck to find a pack of rats ready to be trained. I can't believe.
You try to work with the rats, but they are not interested. They crawl all over you, chewing on your dead flesh.
Well, at least they're chewing on my dead flesh and not the live one. Thank you, wonderful little creatures. My skin is now well exfoliated. I appreciate what you've done for me, and I wish you a good day. Clearly, they were just trying to be friendly. I did have a lot of callus all over my hands and feet. See, there you go.
The room and quickly shut the door. You enter the middle door to find a huge amount of alcohol in glass bottles. Electricity still runs this building for some reason. You exit that room and go through the right door.
Go back to the middle door and start drinking until everything is drunk. Look, you find a room full of booze, and you have to take your opportunity. It is possible this drinking problem has led me to where I'm at right now.
You drink all the alcohol in the room. You are very, very drunk. Sadly, alcohol is a very poor nutrient substitute, so your stomach soon starts rumbling with hunger. You exit the room and go through the left door.
I drunkenly survey the room for anything at all to eat. Anything will do. Like, feel free to put in front of me, I don't know, a rotten baby, a 2-year-old sofa. I will eat it.
You see a bottle of dark red liquid on a table in the corner of the room. It looks like wine. You go over to it and find that it is sealed.
I break the seal with my metal teeth and proceed to drink whatever contents the bottle may contain in its container form. It might be delicious nutrition, it might be just blood, and I will turn into a vampire. Either way, it is being consumed.
The wine tastes horrible, but the alcohol in it soon makes you feel better. You exit the room and find yourself in an old laboratory. The walls are all metal and various pieces of lab equipment are lying abandoned on tables.
Drink the experimental serum tucked away in the back room, in the back of the lab. Surely no mutations will take place. Actually, I hope many I've already said wonderful several times. Many beneficial mutations will result from this imbibement. Look, if imbibement is not a word, it should be. I have a very special eye for experimental serums used to create mutants, so I am very keen with my senses. Be able to spot them right away.
You drink the experimental serum tucked away in the back of the lab. You hope many beneficial mutations will result from this imbibement. Your body starts to change. Your skin becomes green and leathery. You grow several extra eyes and tentacles spring out of your back.
I feel great! This is what I was hoping for. What an amazing development. I can't wait to experience life like this. What an amazing turn of events. I am so happy that I was able to turn a sour story into a sweet, wonderful tale.
You feel great. You are ready to take on the world. You exit the room and find yourself in an old laboratory.
Yes.
The walls are all metal and various pieces of lab equipment are lying abandoned on tables.
Lick the laboratory equipment, hoping for more wondrous mutations to further achieve post-humanism. With an exclamation mark. It's important to convey excitement. That way the algorithm will be like, I cannot say no to this guy. I require more mutations so we become an Akira-like monstrosity that takes over the world through the sheer power of its
Your tongue
girth.
mutates. Now it is several feet long and covered in a slimy substance. It also functions like a large muscle, allowing you to easily grab and kill prey. You exit the room and find yourself in an old laboratory.
This place is just full of laboratories. Oh, laboratory after laboratory. They're all chained together. This military complex. This military complex of oblivion and monstrosity. I set the whole building on fire, making sure no other human can achieve the ascended physical form I have. It is important to now claim this as my own so that there may be no other that can benefit from this horrible place.
You set the building on fire but quickly feel the heat of the flames. All the alcohol you've drunk quickly acts as a fuel for the fire. The room is soon filled with smoke and you start to choke.
Well, at least I exit the room.
and find
That's what
yourself
matters to me. My beautiful tentacles shall make short work of any obstacles. I have many, many eyes to perceive. Oh, I see. You find yourself in. It's for me to decide. Actually, Super Hobo, now become an ascended mutant, finds himself in the outskirts of Death Hole, the nearest town. Super Hobo skulks the land undetected. Very quietly approaching the local there's no taverns in the post-apocalypse. The local, no, I don't want to be a stronghold. The local gathering place for the town's youth. Nothing untoward is going to happen to this youth as long as they agree to everything that I demand.
Super Hobo is ready to begin the next step in evolution. You have killed 1 citizen, 0 guards, made 0 friends and influenced 0 people. You've destroyed 0 items, raided 0 shacks, ransacked 0 businesses and stolen 0 belongings.
Thank you for this tally of all my crimes. I didn't think of myself as somebody that was about to destroy and cause mayhem, but hey, if you're encouraging me to do such things, let's ransack and pillage. I'm okay with that. We are going to survey the youth center for easy readily available kidnap victims. There you go. It's you know, it's very important to me that I face no adversity in this. I can carry out my plans without any kind of impediment.
You easily spot a few appropriately young and feeble-looking targets to kidnap. You decide to lure them into your van and then drive to your secret location where they will experience the next step in human evolution.
Sure,
You
I have a
approach
van.
the town's youth and start talking to one of them.
Greetings, little child. I am the holy, trustworthy, super hobo. What is your name, if I may inquire? I think this is a very natural interaction that this child will 100%
The
gain
child
their
looks
trust.
at you with suspicion. I'm not talking to you. You're just some crazy hobo. Go away. You punch the child in the face and pick him up, throwing him over your shoulder.
A slightly less subtle approach that I would have gone with, but I think this is a good approach. It's a great approach, yes. I quickly abscond to the basement of the church, where I have set up center of operations. I lock the child in a cage and leave to find more. Like I said, nothing terrible is going to happen to these children. I am simply making sure that we can all survive together.
You have
In
killed
this
2
wasteland.
citizens, 0 guards, made 0 friends, and influenced 0 people. You've destroyed 0 items,
All right.
raided 0 shacks,
Okay, I accept.
ransacked 0 businesses,
I accept
and
these
stolen
stats. How about
0
I hit you
belongings.
with a refresh on that one? How about you? You try again. I had now kidnapped 4 citizens. Can you maybe get out of this silly? No, it just continues telling me my tally of crimes. All right, well, I've kidnapped 3, 4, and 2. So, return
You've kidnapped 3 townspersons,
to
all of them
my
children. You've
base
left
of
a trail
operations.
bodies behind you, and the police are
And-
quickly catching up to you. You drive to the outskirts of town to avoid capture.
We're going to refresh that again because I want to go back to our normal our normal state of affairs. I shouldn't have even refreshed it to begin with. I should have just gone with the child in the cage and lived to find more. Yes, I indeed did that. I think. There you go. Oh, that's much better. You have raided the church basement for captives to use in your experiments. That's much better. And stolen 1 child. 1 will have to do. I
You have
return.
raided the church basement for captives to use in your experiments. You have killed 2 citizens, 0 guards, made 0 friends, and influenced 0 people. You've destroyed 0 items, raided 0 shacks, ransacked 0 businesses, and stolen 1 child.
I'm glad that this is all being listed to me. I return to my base of operations and begin the grueling training for my kidnappee. Kidnappee is not a word you recognize. You're going to like it. My kidnappee, for 5 months, I work to turn my captive into a devout super child soldier slave. Look, it's only the beginning. I have 1 super child soldier slave candidate. We don't know if this is succeeded or not. This is a candidate.
You have killed 2 citizens.
Apparently,
0
I have
guards,
killed 2
made
citizens, 0
0
guards, made 0 friends, and
people.
influenced 0 people.
You've
I think
destroyed 0 items,
the AI
raided
is
0
being
shacks,
repetitive. Thank you
ransacked
for
0
asking me.
businesses, and stolen 1 child.
All right. Hey, there you go. Everything went back to normal. You reinforce the idea that God is bad and you must be defeated into... I don't know if it's going to read it to me. You reinforce the idea that God is bad and must be defeated into your slave. This is a strange turn of events. I have now become a militant, atheist child slave rearer. You've taught your slave to defend him or herself against attackers. Your slave has also been taught the joys of alcohol and drugs. What an excellent slave trainer. Instruct.
You've reinforced the idea that God is bad and must be defeated into your slave. You've taught your slave to defend him or herself against attackers.
This story is
your
taking
slave
shape
has
beautifully.
also been taught the joys of alcohol and drugs.
Instruct my slave to accrue more slaves and bring them down to our base of operations in the church basement. Now we delegate. Like I was risking myself with all my tentacles and many eyes and my slimy trail of goo all over town.
You have killed
I have killed
citizens,
all
zero
right,
guards,
okay, yep,
made
yep.
0 friends,
At
and
least my
influenced
slave
1
returns.
hobo minion.
Oh,
You've
perfect.
destroyed 0 items, raided 0 shacks, ransacked 0 businesses, and stolen 1 child. Your
I
slave
train
returns to you with 3 more children in tow.
the 3 new children in a variety of dastardly skills and movesets. My slave army of super child soldiers will grow into a force to be reckoned with! Exclamation point. Important to be always excited about the prospect of enslaving and training super child soldiers, because they will inherit this world, and with me at the very top.
You have killed 2
I
citizens,
would
0
love
guards,
for you to
made
stop
1
telling me
friend, and
this.
influenced 4
That
hobo
would be
minions.
great.
You've
If I can
destroyed
delete
0
this.
items, raided 0 shacks, ransacked 0 businesses,
Maybe
and
just
stolen
delete
1
this.
child.
And you never tell me about it again. There. Much better, yes. You train the 3 new children in a variety of dastardly skills and movesets. Okay, so now it's about to process it, right? You're going to process it. The walls are collapsing. The 4th wall is going to crumble. And I'm going to have to start telling you about AI Dungeon and how it's a amazing program in which you just basically build a narrative together with a lot of nonsense. Well, I did literally what I said that I do. Now let's craft the story. Soon, the entirety of the town's youth is under Super Hobo's control. Alongside his unstoppable army of super slave child soldiers, he goes to the town hall and demands a meeting with the man in charge. The man in charge whom the locals simply call the one-eyed mayor. This is all a wonderful tale of industry takeover. This shelter needs a new, stronger leader.
Due to his status as ruler of the town, and his having lost an eye in a bar fight years ago, he's fairly certain that the title used to be chief or sheriff.
Perfect. Yes. I flail my tentacles grandiosely. I flail my tentacles impressively. There you go. Flail my tentacles impressively in front of the one-eyed mayor. I say, relinquish control. Please spell words. Relinquish control of this town. Mayor, I am now in charge. With an argument like this, the mayor has no argument but to give it to me. It all belongs to me, Super Hobo. We'll control this town, and from there, he will enslave...
Never, screams the one-eyed mayor. I'll never relinquish control of this town, you fake hobo. You leap forward, turning into a giant green monster as you do so.
Rip and tear. Until the job is done. Look, sometimes there's diplomacy. Other times you need to use your tentacles to rip the mayor apart and claim control.
You killed the one-eyed mayor. You turn back to your hobo form, and his corpse begins to convulse. Soon, it begins to rise, and you instruct your army of child slaves to kill it, as it is an enemy.
I am very happy that you have brought my child slaves into the entire action. Tear his corpse apart, limb from limb. Build a pile in the middle of the town square and set it all on fire, so that these simpletons shall do my bidding without argument. It's very important to assert dominance as soon as you enter a town as a green tentacle monster with multiple eyes.
Your army obeys your every command, tearing the mayor's corpse into pieces. Soon, the square is filled with a mountain of flesh over 10 feet high.
That seems rather overzealous. Maybe they use more bodies than they were supposed to, but who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? I'm going to do a speech. I'm going to do a speech. Oh yeah, look at me doing a speech. Stand before the pyre and make an inspiring speech for my child super slave soldiers, all while intimidating whoever may get into their dumb head that I am to be opposed in any way. I hope that I get the chance to actually craft this speech. It's, it's important to inspire the troops while striking fear into the hearts of my enemies.
The next day,
all right, well,
the children
it
have
happened.
the line in front
Just
of the
accept it.
fire. You stand behind them as they stare into the flames, mesmerized. You pull out a revolver and begin firing, shooting the child slaves one by one.
Look, it's important to stem a rebellion in its inception. Clearly, the child slaves were about to rise against me. I am better off working alone. I can always get better slaves. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Devour the flesh of each and every child, rejoicing in a job well done. Clearly, this was all leading to this. It may have ended in a slightly more gruesome line than I was hoping for, but I am satisfied.
You continue this way for a few years,
Sure.
feeding on the children of the town and leading them in raids into nearby towns. Soon, you have
Reign
grown
of
so
Terror.
powerful that the state governor sends an entire army division to take you out.
By now, I have developed my powers far further than this. I, Super Hobo, use my mental waves to infiltrate the thoughts of the soldiers sent to fight me. I blind them all with visions of lewd ladies dancing the Macarena with enticing gyrations. I think gyrations is with a Y. Gyrations? Yeah, there you go. Clearly, this will disable any able man that is sent to destroy me. I am so glad that my super mutation enables me to do such things.
A squad of soldiers enters the town square. but they soon find themselves surrounded. We've got you surrounded, mister. Come out with your hands up. One of them cries. Never. You laugh. I am in charge here.
I command my super slave child soldiers to jump in front of the enemy and punch them until they are nothing but a gooey, bloody mess. All while I scamper to my bunker, from where I will shoot my railgun with wild abandon. You have to have a plan. You can't just learn that the state is sending the soldiers and be like, I guess I'll just get wrecked. No, that's not how it works.
You leap into your bunker and begin firing, killing hundreds of soldiers in minutes. Soon, they are all but wiped out, and a few dozen hide behind their tanks. We're going to blow up this entire town to kill you. I equip my brainwave amplifier that I built with my super intelligent mutated brain. I use my brainwave amplifier to strike terror in the enemy's mind and make them piss their pants upon which time they will surely surrender in deep shame. If I were trying to kill a super mutant evil mastermind and I piss myself, I would not recover from that. I would be like, oh, I apologize, I will never again. Strap the brainwave amplifier to your head and begin turning the dial. Suddenly, a searing pain shoots through your skull. Your eyes burst, and your brain begins to boil.
One of those child soldiers. One of those child just... Oh, blast you, Igor. I told you to regulate the damn amplifier. You have betrayed me. I can't believe I trusted Igor, my first child soldier, to regulate.
Your screams of pain are cut short when the tank fires, blowing you to pieces.
And so ends the tale of Super Hobo. The uncanny, disgusting super mutant with many eyes and tentacles on his back. The townsfolk and all of the people of the land shall forever remember His Highness' reign of terror, and all the slave child super soldiers that to this day are paying for therapy for the terrible suffering they were subjected to. It is a very heartfelt story. I hope that you have enjoyed.
Mutant with many eyes and tentacles on his back. The townsfolk and all of the people of the land shall forever remember his heinous reign of terror, and all the slave child super soldiers that to this day are paying for therapy for the terrible suffering they were subjected to.
Indeed, the soldiers were the heroes of the story all along. We tried to make the best out of this place, but circumstances just drove us to do more and more terrible things, became an anti-hero and just outright a villain. And then Igor, the child slave that was first, he regulated the brainwave amplifier to just get me. My time of triumph became a time of defeat because of this stupid child. I can't believe it. I'm never making child slave super soldiers ever again.